Hi, in this video we're going to be looking at solving quadratic equations by substitution. This is roughly about grade 7 GCSE. Please do download the worksheet, stop the video, have a go at each of the questions, compare your solutions. I look forward to seeing you inside the video. Hi, so this is the first question where we're going to be looking at simultaneous equations we're going to solve by substitution. So I'm going to work through this. It will take a little bit of time on each of these questions, but please do stop the video, have a go at the question and compare your solution. So the first thing is that unfortunately I've got y minus 2x equals 3. So what I can do is I can change that to y equals 3 plus 2x, and what that does is it gives me a value of y that I can then take and substitute into this equation. So what I end up with in this equation is going to be x squared, and then rather than writing y squared, I'm going to write 3 plus 2x, don't forget it's squared, equals 18. And then really it's just a case of solving for x and finding the value of x. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply out these brackets. So I've got x squared plus 3 plus 2x multiplied by 3 plus 2x, okay, that equals 18. That's going to give me x squared, and this is going to be then 3 times 3, which is plus 9, plus 12x, and then plus 4x squared, and that equals 18. Now you might be a little bit unclear as to what I've done there, but for the purposes of this video I'm going to have to kind of push through things fairly quickly. So if you're not sure, please do add a comment below and I'll always point you in the right direction with some other playlists. Okay, let's tidy this up a little bit. I'm going to get 5x squared plus 12x minus 9, that equals 0. That puts me in a position now where I can factorise this for x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 5 times minus 9 is minus 45. And the two factors that multiply together to make minus 45 and add to make plus 12 are going to be plus 15 and minus 3. So I can now rewrite this equation as 5x squared plus 15x minus 3x minus 9 equals 0. I haven't changed anything. I've just changed these two values in the middle here, but they still add to 12x. Then what I would do is I would factorize these two. The first one, so for 5x, I get then x plus 3. And then I factorize the second two, and I get minus 3 times, again, x plus 3. So now I've got a common factor, which is x plus 3. I can write that. And then also I'm multiplying that out by 5x minus 3 equals 0. Now I'm very aware that there are other ways of solving this. Some people might use other sort of algorithms, other ways of doing it. It's perfectly fine to do. That's not a problem. But at this sort of level, at grade 7 and grade 8ish, you should be fairly clear about how you factorize, particularly where you've got a coefficient of x squared. So whatever method you use, perfectly fine. You just need to make sure that you're comfortable with that and it's scalable for you. Okay, so now we've got two values of x. We've got x equals minus 3. And we've got x equals 3 over 5. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take this value of minus 3 and I'm going to substitute it into my original y equals 3 plus 2x. And if I do that, I can get my value of y. So y equals 3 plus 2x. And that's going to be equal to 3 plus 2 times minus 3. Well, that's going to give me a value of minus 3. So therefore, I've got, if I put it over here, I've got when x equals minus 3, y equals minus 3 as well. Okay, let's look at the next value, which is the value of x equals 3/5. Well, I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to substitute it into y equals 3 plus 2x. And rather than writing x, I'm going to write 3/5. Okay, now again, we're working with fractions here. You might prefer to work with decimals. It's perfectly fine to do that. I don't mind. For me personally, I would write it as 3 plus 6 over 5, which is going to equal 4 1/5. Okay, so therefore we've now got two values again. X equals 3 over 5 and y equals 4 1/5. However, if you prefer, you could definitely write this as 0.6 or 4.2. It doesn't really matter. It's fine. It's absolutely fine to do that. Okay, let's move on then to question number 2. Please do stop the video, have a go at these questions and compare your solutions. They do all follow roughly the same sort of pathway. There are kind of clues. This one is very, very similar to the one that we've done previously, so please do have a go at this one on your own. Okay, so this time I'm going to get a value of x equals 1 plus 2y, and I'm going to substitute it into this. Okay, so I've got 1 plus 2y multiplied by 1 plus 2y plus y squared equals 13. Okay, when I expand all of this out, I'm going to get 1 plus 4y plus 4y squared plus y squared equals 13. Okay, sorry about my writing here. That's going to give me 5y squared plus 4y minus 12 equals 0. Okay, so I appreciate I've gone through that again very, very quick, but if you're feeling okay and you're all right with these sorts of things, then hopefully that shouldn't present too much of a problem. Okay, so we need to factorize this for y. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 5 times minus 12 is going to be minus 60. Two numbers that multiply together that have a difference of positive 4 is going to be 10 and minus 6. I can substitute now this as 5 times y squared plus 10y minus 6y minus 12 equals 0. Factorise the first two. I'm going to factorise them for 5y and I get y plus 2. Factorise the next two for minus 6 and again I get y plus 2 equals 0. So now I've got y plus 2 multiplied by 5y minus 6 all equals 0. So therefore, at long last, I've got my two values of y, one of which is going to be where y equals minus 2, and one of which is where y equals 6 over 5. Okay, and again, I'm going to use the same technique of taking this value of y and popping it into this equation here to get my value of x. Okay, so if I do that, I'm going to get x equals 1 plus 2y, and that's going to give me 1 plus 2 times minus 2. When I figure all of that out, I get minus 3. Okay, so x equals minus 3. So therefore, when x equals minus 3, y equals minus 2. Okay, and then the other one is y equals 6 over 5. So again, I'm going to use the same one, that x equals 1 plus 2 times 6 over 5. Put all that into a calculator or calculate it out yourself, and that's going to give you 17 over 5. And that's therefore that x equals 17 over 5. And therefore y equals 6 over 5. Now again, I'm very aware that you could use decimals with these. That's perfectly fine if you do that. So I would have that as being 3.4 and y equals 1.2. Okay, and that's perfectly fine to do it that way. Okay, hopefully that's all right for you. Okay, so that's the end of these first few questions. Please do follow the link. That'll take you through to the rest of the playlist for the rest of the questions on this particular topic. I look forward to seeing you inside the next video.